Here's what I want to happen in Terrifier 4. I want Art the Clown to go against an angry mob of individuals and just watch him getting beaten down. Like in Halloween Kills when Michael Myers went against a mob. I'd like to see Art the Clown go against a mob because I'm sure there's pretty much every individual in the town where Art the Clown kills is probably like, quite a few hundred. But I feel like they want to go against him and beat him down, like they did with Michael Myers in Halloween Kills. I loved Halloween Kills. I really, absolutely hated Halloween Ends. I don't know why they did Ends because I think Ends is a rubbish movie. It's just a rubbish movie. I really hated it. I preferred Kills over Ends because it had a little bit of more that sufficiency to it because it was Michael Myers killing people. It wasn't, some other individual, like you see in Ends. It wasn't like that. It wasn't like Corey Cunningham. That was a rip-off. Corey Cunningham should have just left Michael Myers alone and left him to do all the killing. But no, he didn't. Corey Cunningham had to do the murders, which that to me seems a bit stupid. I really never liked Corey Cunningham in Halloween Ends. I just thought the character was rubbish. But I was happy that, towards the end, we got flashbacks to the 1978 Halloween and the Halloween of 2018. And my reactions to that was so amazing. This was the best ending to any genre in any horror history movies. And my thoughts is that if they do bring an angry mob of individuals, of the people that Art the Clown, families of Art the Clown's murders, bring them into Terrifier 4 and they brutally beat him down, I think that'd be a good ending to a movie in Terrifier 4. Because, because of the way Art the Clown is gory, how gory he is. I'd like to see Art the Clown go against 50 individuals, angry individuals, or maybe even a whole town of individuals that want to beat him down. I'd want to see that happen because if you're going to make this a final movie, I think the final movie should have loads of kills. Like loads of kills and a backstory as well to Art the Clown, like Michael Myers did in Halloween Kills when he had that, not sort of backstory, but a flashback scene. But I'd like to see a backstory in this, which David Howard Fulton. Well, no, Damien Leone said that he had there is a backstory in Terrifier 4, but I just think the movie would be more interesting if there was a mob scene towards the end, like Sienna, the whole entire town comes after Art the Clown, beat him down, beat him up and kill him, do something like that, ballistic, go very ballistic on Art the Clown, in the previous movies, especially with Victoria Hayes. If you think about it, Victoria Hayes, she was the one that survived him, but she didn't jump out the way of the truck that hit her. So that's when, we all know Victoria Hayes is now possessed by Art the Clown now, literally possessed by a demon. And then we moved to Terrifier 2 with Sienna Shaw. She still survives, and this would probably be like a good send-off to Art the Clown, like legit a great send-off to a gory horror villain, just saying, because a mob of like angry individuals of, because they've just found out someone in their family has died, and then they come ahead and build a group of people, like a mob, and they send they go looking for Art the Clown, and I and they find him, and then they beat him down. But I feel like the ending would be a lot better if that was the ending of it. And then if that wasn't the ending, well, I don't mind if that was the ending. But it's like, are you just killing him off? And then he comes back to life like Michael Myers did. But instead of like Michael Myers, the way they did it with Michael Myers, they could go a little bit more brutal with Art the Clown, like beat him down so viciously that when he's like down on the ground, you keep beating him, you viciously beat him with frying pans, like an iron, shoot him with a gun, take an axe, hit him in the back about 20 or 12 times in the back, take a machete and start slicing at him, beat him down, kick him, punch him. That would be a great ending to a movie, to a franchise that's so good. Terrifier 2 was disgusting, telling you that for sure, because of the bedroom scene, and I would really like to see the townsfolk come together and obliterate Art the Clown. Legit obliterate him, legit beat him down viciously like he did to all his victims, cut him up into little pieces like he did to his victims, which I'd really like to see that in Terrifier 4. I know it's going to be based in hell, but it's like at least let us have a little bit of anger in the movie, because Art the Clown is a very vicious clown, and if you think about it, I'm sure there's very angry individuals of the families that he has murdered. The people that he's murdered are probably very angry about that, and they probably want revenge. So why not, for the final movie, just bring a mob together and obliterate him. Just obliterate the hell out of him. Because that would be an amazing ending to a franchise, and an amazing ending to a character, really. Because in the last couple of movies, he shot himself. He rose back from the dead then. And then in Terrifier 2, he had his head chopped off. And then in Terrifier 3, he basically was stabbed in the heart or the belly with the sword of Sienna, and also had the head chopped off with the sword of Sienna's sword. And that would be that didn't kill him. Chopping his head off didn't kill him, but probably a good ending to him would probably be crushing him. Beating him down like a brutal mob, beating him down, angry individuals beating him down, brutally cutting him, slicing him, hitting him in everything they have in their hand, hitting him with everything, just crowbars, metal bars, guns and knives and machetes. That would be a good ending to Art the Clown, and then being crushed in a car crusher like in Halloween Ends. That would be amazing. It bloody well would be amazing if that happened in Terrifier 4. It would have. It definitely would. And I'd enjoy the movie if they had a mob scene in it. It would be amazing just to watch the mob go viciously, mentally on him. It go vicious on him, just go like beat him down viciously. Because like if you think about it, Michael Myers wasn't even that brutal as a character. He wasn't even that, he didn't mutilate the people. With Art the Clown, he mutilates people. If you remember watching Terrifier 2, where he scalped Ali and also started to skin her alive and skin her eye, I just feel like a person like that should probably get beaten down by an angry mob. But Michael Myers, come on, he sliced the neck open. At least it wasn't as bad as all the other deaths. Especially for Sheriff Brackett's daughter, Annie Brackett. The way she died, she only got sliced in the neck and strangled. It doesn't make any sense at all. Why would you brutally beat down Michael Myers in kills, and you cannot do that with with Art the Clown in Terrifier 2, in the Terrifier series? That don't make no sense. So I'd feel like, it would be an amazing send-off to a disgusting, gory character who we've watched on our screens for years, and the ascending of Art the Clown, the way he goes out, that would be a top-notch ending to a horror villain. A very gory horror villain like Art the Clown. So yeah, that's all I have to say. It just needs to happen, because it probably won't be a rip-off of Halloween Kills, because if you've seen it, it's not like a rip-off, because you could use a mob in any movie. You didn't just have to use it in Kills. You could use it in any movie, and that would be an amazing ending to Art the Clown. And then Sienna getting her revenge, and all the town folk too getting their revenge on Art the Clown. So yeah, that'd be amazing. Yeah, bye. Don't forget to subscribe and comment down below. Yeah. Bye.